Hey everybody! So I finally finished my second jelly roll quilt, and this quilt is made from two separate jelly rolls combined. It's from Tilda, the Pardon My Garden and the Spring Diaries collections. Both of these were released a few years ago, so I don't know if you can still get these jelly rolls, but they are a Swedish brand. I believe the fabric itself is made in Korea though. But it's got a very nice soft hand to it. A little different than the other one that I made. So this one is actually a nicer quality fabric, I think, but the end result is still, the same. So I took the two jelly rolls and basically from the rolls, I just alternated picking one from each of the rolls and sewing them together and so forth and back and forth until I finished both of the rolls, which gave me this pattern here. And it's interesting because the colors are kind of grouped together in a way. So I will just show you the quilt that I made. You can see a lot of the pinks are down at that end. A lot of the oranges ended up over here, and then a lot of the greens ended up on this end. And it was just purely random, from the jelly roll I picked as they were stacked on top of each other. And with the way you're doing your sewing, folding it in half after you sew all the strips together and then fold it in half and half and half. This is the end result. So purely coincidence how they ended up. So instead of using the minky this time, I have had these fabrics in my stash for a long time. I had intended to make a quilt several years ago, and so I've had this in my stash. I haven't had to go out and buy these now while I've decided to make them. So I used fleece this time, which not easy. The minky is a lot easier and more forgiving because it doesn't stretch like the fleece does. So my sewing on this one is not as nice, but it's okay. Again, it's for use in our home, and it's not a gift or anything like that. I decided on this one to also sew on the outer edge because it is fleece and it was kind of like rolling up, I guess, because it's not as thick as the minky is. And I thought it would give it a nicer finished look. So same binding tutorial that I used in my other video. Same concept for the jelly roll, but the backer is different for the self-binding quilt. It's a fleece instead of the minky. I would say that this is a lighter weight quilt, so it's not, for like heavy winter use, but you could get some use out of it. But this would be something good for like, towards the springtime as the weather gets warmer, or in the fall, because the colors from this quilt are very fall-like, even though the two collections are for the spring. Again, those are Spring Diaries and Pardon My Garden. So that's what I ended up with this quilt. I just want to do a quick show and tell, I guess, of it. I think I'm done making quilts for now, since I've made two this week. And yeah, back to card making or whatever. Talk to you guys later. Bye for now.